After finishing Endwalker, I knew that there was just one last thing I needed to do before, wrapping up the whole 6.0 ordeal and slowly moving into the patches, which include the raids, really. Like, Pandemonium is soon gonna happen, and yeah, I know that there are a lot of Greek references there, but that's something for another time. We're gonna start with Endsinger, with all of her abilities, because, believe it or not, guys, Endsinger is actually Greek. So we're gonna start with the ability called Elegeia. So what is Elegeia? In ancient Greece, every poem that would develop in couplets, okay, was Elegeia, alright? Initially, the term Elegeia, it came from the Greek word elegos, which meant religious asthma, religious prayer. The next ability is called Galaxias. That's a very easy to translate from Greek to English. It's galaxy. That's it. Like, Galaxias is Greek for galaxy, nothing more, nothing less. Elenchos, however, it's very different. You see, elencho in Greek, or like elenchos, means control. The verb elencho, it means I control something. The word elenchos means the control of whatever it is, right? So the boss is going to just control what is happening in the encounter. As always, I have not read this article. I only read the names because I don't want... See, the problem is if I read what the writer is gonna say, like here, if he explains, every single ability, I will try to form links. I don't want to form links between what I see and what I explain. I want you to form links. I want you to think of how that word, how Elenchos applies to the fight when you do it, right? Because I will find links, but I don't want it to be necessarily the same. I don't want to, like, impose my views on you. I want you to just give you the meaning and you do whatever you do, right? You think of it however you feel. Now, Aporia. Aporia, unlike Aporia, is, it's different. You see, Aporia in Greece means question. Question as in, like, I have a question that needs elaborating, that needs explanation. Just like the question of, like, what time is it? No, you see, like, Aporia would be like, what does X mean, alright? But this is not what we have here. Here we have Aporia. Aporia comes from the Greek prefix apo and reo. Apo means from, usually, that's the most direct translation I can give you guys. And reo, the verb, which means flow. Now, not the song, but it means flow. So aporeo means that which flows from something. Right? Aporia, that's the exact direct translation, really. Now, what it means and what it has to do with the fight, that's up to you. I don't want to read this in order for me to explain. We will do this later, right? Hubris. And now, prepare yourselves because we're gonna go deep. I will have to take you all the way back to ancient Greece, but before I do that, it is imperative for me to give you guys the meaning of the word hubris, as in modern Greek right now, how it evolved, what it evolved to be, okay? Now, hubris currently means curse, alright? When I curse, the same thing is, for example, in Greece it's ivris, or in modern Greek, vrisya. It means when you curse someone, when you swear towards someone, right? Now, in ancient Greece, it was way different. You see, right here it says that it is arrogance. Περιφρόνηση του μέτρου means when you mock. Metro in ancient Greek would mean, no, it's not like meter, it's not like, distance, it's like balance. So when you mock the balance or the gods, right? Now that's what it means. But wait, there is more. There is way more. You see, this goes all the way back into ancient Greece, and it's time for me to read you guys some mythology, history, and philosophy all together, if we're being honest. Now, Ivris, when someone overestimated his abilities and his strength, be it physical, but mostly political or military or economic, right, would behave with a violent, careless, arrogant, and offensive way towards the normal and moral rules, the laws of Kratos. Now, Kratos in ancient Greece is the country, right? It was city-states, pretty much, right? And mostly the gods. This type of behavior would reflect upon the others. It pretty much like there were some rules, there are some laws that put some limitations on the Greek existence, right? For example, we're not immortals, we're not godly, we're just men, right? So whenever you would just do something or say something that would have you seem as you were superior, as if you were better than those rules, that's when you committed hubris. An example here is when Troy fell in the mythology, right, in the Trojan War. Odysseus said that he conquered Troy. That was a hubris because he didn't conquer Troy by himself. He was helped by the gods. The gods willed that he, Odysseus, conquered Troy. Saying that he conquered Troy was a hubris. It was something very, very arrogant, alright? Because he had the thought, he believed that he was kind of like a god. He could like control the flow of the war. Now, of course, because of this, he triggered Poseidon, and that's why Odyssey happened. That's why Odysseus couldn't come back for many, many years, right? 30? I don't remember how many, but you know, for some years he couldn't come back. Scratch 30, it wasn't 30. Anywho, besides the point. So, as you can see here, he created what we call Ati. Ati is when you believe your own lie, when you believe that you have single-handedly conquered Troy, now you're becoming arrogant, now you're becoming blur, now you're becoming, you no longer think straight, right? That's what Ati means. And this in turn goes to Nemesis. Nemesis is another ability that Endsinger has, and we're gonna cover this one as well. Nemesis is the rage and the vengeful punishment of the gods. Alright, look, this is pretty much the divine intervention. You know, you go out there, you say that I conquered Troy, Poseidon's like, nah, you didn't. Fuck you. And that's what happens, right? That's how Odyssey happened. That's the same way you could say that Achilles was... Though, no, I don't want to link Achilles to this. It was a different parallel. Let's not talk about Iliad. Let's focus on Odyssey here, right? So Nemesis is punishment until, in the end, there was Tisis. Tisis is the punishment and destruction of the individual, right? So Nemesis is when you invoke the wrath of the gods, you know, the Armageddon situation, but before the destruction actually happens, like when you trigger somebody, okay? That's what Nemesis is. And that's the deepest dive that we can get here, alright? So the whole ordeal was like, you go out there, you act like a bitch, you act like arrogant, you believe your own lies, you trigger the gods, and the gods punish you. That was the whole ordeal of ancient Greek mythology. We will see this in many, many myths. As I said, we have Odyssey, we have Iliad, we have a lot of these that you can find this. Now, that aside, we're going to move to the next ability, not Elegeia the Unforgotten, of course, because it's like Elegeia, but Unforgotten, that's not a Greek word at all. Now, Ektasis is... Ektasis, or Ektasi in modern Greek, means area. It means radius. Not range, range would be like apostasy. Radius, okay? That's the direct meaning. Now, Interstellar is not Greek, but Nemesis we have already covered. Planetes means planets in ancient Greek. There is nothing more, or like in modern Greek as well, actually. It comes from the Greek word plani, but that's besides the point. Here is when it gets interesting. The Endsinger, during her ad phase, will spawn an ad called Kakodaimon, and I'm not gonna read any other detail of this. What does Kakodaimon mean? Now, in Greek, kakos means evil, villainous, right? Demon, unlike what people believe, even Greeks, okay? In Greek word, demon, right here, you know, it's not a demon. It's not like a, okay, I misspelled it, right? It's not like what you see here, like what we see, for example, right here. You know, it's not the devil and stuff. No. In ancient Greeks, demon and demonia were all deities, okay? Pandemonio means all of the gods, all of the deities, alright? Kakodaimon simply means bad deity. It doesn't mean bad demon. It would be an overkill to call it a bad demon because demons are bad, right? So yeah, that's an explanation right there. Also, he has an attack. I'm not gonna read all of the things as I said, and it's called Katastrophe. Now, Katastrophe means destruction. It's a direct translation from the Greek word Katastrophe. It's destruction. It's nothing more, nothing less. It's super easy to explain. So, once again, phase 2 mechanics. Yes, okay. Before we get into phase 2, once again we see how there is a direct link between the ancients and what the ancients were doing, you know, the creations of the ancients, which is like the Endsinger, you know, the birdie, right? And ancient Greece. Telos means end. Finale, fin, you know? That's it. Game over, right? That's the end, okay? Telomania comes from the Greek word telos and mania, which means, you know, mania, which means mania in English, right? Obsession. Obsession. That's what mania means in Greek. A frequent example is usually called teleomania, which is entirely different than telomania, okay? Teleomanis is the guy that is obsessed with perfection. He is the person, or she is the person that wants to do something perfectly, right? Telomania means the person that is obsessed with the end. And honestly, that's kind of what Endsinger is, right? If you actually enjoyed this Greek part, I have like X is Greek for Heideling, for Zodiarch, for... I don't remember. Actually, I have a lot of things are Greek into this game. Maybe you would want to go and check them out on my, on my channel, right? But other than that, we will be coming back again with Pandemonium, where I will be actually explaining every single boss, provided that they have Greek abilities. So, if you're watching on YouTube, a massive thank you for watching. If you like this, like it, really helps, right? If you want to watch more of this, subscribe and check out the channel. And leave me a comment. Let me know if you actually feel that this helped you understand the fight a bit better.